All frucked up, day 19. I've been titling these videos Refining the Sugar Diet because I enjoy a nice play on words and because I'm also trying to optimize my approach, consider what Cole has been saying in some of his recent live videos, and then implement small tweaks and optimizations as I see that there's room for improvement in the way that I've been approaching the sugar fasting. So today, I started the day with the 500 mils of water, the 1 pint of water, plain water, so that as I ingest the fruit juice or the sugar water or even the fruit, I'm not having a stomach ache in response to, the fruit sugar because my gut's been all messed up. So, the addition of that 1 pint of water seems to be the magic bullet where if I drink that plain water, then there's just no stomach ache at all. That was my experience today. It wasn't that the stomach pain was alleviated. It was that I didn't have any stomach pain at all. The second thing that I would say was a refinement is, I wasn't having any food cravings at all. I was very satisfied with breakfast. But I found myself in a position where it's like, well, I could stop into a Mexican restaurant and enjoy a meal. So I did that. I had the chips and salsa. Gasp. I had the chips and salsa. Yes, I did. I even had them refill the bowl, both the chips and the salsa. And then I had some al pastor, which is pork marinated in pineapple. It was quite filling. I didn't walk out of the Mexican restaurant with a flat stomach. I was definitely well fed at that moment in time. But then, here we are in the evening, and my stomach, aside from the fat deposit that I'm wearing, my stomach is as flat as it's going to be in the now present moment. And I don't feel like I'm still carrying any of that Mexican food in my stomach. So, I'm ready for evening. I'm ready to go, do whatever I'm going to do for the rest of the night. And then if I'm getting hungry towards bedtime, I'll have my 29-ounce can of sliced peaches in heavy syrup, and that'll be that. But Cole had shared that if you were going to have a, large intake of meat, any of the protein, and I understand pork's not super lean. So my choice today was pork, the El Pastor. But if you're going to have this protein, have it maybe towards the middle of the day. Seemed to be Cole's, most recent recommendation. So that's what I did. And I don't have any bad feelings about it. I wasn't suffering a food craving. In fact, when I walked into the Mexican restaurant, it's like I could have just been satisfied with the chips and salsa. I didn't feel full until, basically the conclusion of the meal. But it wasn't like there was some primal drive, it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm ravenous. It was just like, okay, cool. I'm here at the Mexican restaurant, middle of the day. I think there's probably some things on the menu that I could, look over and be like, well, that's not ideal, but it'll be okay. And then give myself permission to just be present to the moment and sit there and enjoy the food guilt-free. And that's what I did. And now here we are in the evening. It's like, well, I could make a big deal out of, I got my protein in, right? I got my protein in. I don't care about that right now. But I'm okay with the meal. I'm totally okay with the meal. It tasted very nice, good flavor. I don't want to ramble on too much, but the point is, if we are, refining and optimizing this diet, like, I don't mean going off on our own tangent and, creating something else that's not sugar fasting. But if we are listening to Cole's information, he talks for hours on end. Some people make a big deal of, he contradicted himself. Maybe he did. We're all human. We're all fallible. Sometimes we misspeak. And stream of consciousness is not the same as like the written word where you can sit there and edit, change, redact, delete, reword, retype. Now, so I think it's important to have discussions where we are trying to like take a reasonable approach to, okay, what's the overarching instruction set that's being given to us? So yeah, how I implemented today, I didn't forget the water first thing in the morning, and I moved the meat protein that I decided to eat into the middle of the day. So, you know, this video has gone on long enough, but I feel light, I feel empty, and I'm ready for the evening, and I'm ready for the fruit before bedtime. So, I hope everyone had a great day. I hope that there's more and more people being open-minded about what we're doing here. We're not pounding endless quantities of sugar. We're not living on gummy bears. You know, there's room for that on a sugar fast. And by the way, today was not a sugar fasting day for me. It was definitely a sugar diet day because, you know, I did have that noon meal. Yeah, I think that's all the refinement I have for today. Drink your water when you get up. If you're going to have a meat-based meal, have it towards the middle of the day. And then don't go to bed hungry. So, enjoy your evening. Thanks again for watching. See ya.